Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Long time no see, yes, but your favorite show, which is broadcasted from Tele-Ecole, is back. English Talk, every single and important theme, we can deal with it. With Bamba on my right, we are the honor to welcome Mr. Gorajan, who is a teacher of English, but at the same time a coach in personal development, sorry. Today we are going to talk about the importance of the English language, especially on the 21st century. Welcome, Mr. Gorajan.
Thank you so much for having me, Amina.
Thank you for answering to this invitation. Would you mind introducing yourself first?
I think you have already done it, and as we just know, I am Gorajan, born and raised in Gejawai, and I am a personal development teacher, a coach, and a teacher of English.
Yeah, thank you. As I said it a while back, it's a honor to welcome you, isn't it, Bamba?
For sure. Happy to welcome our master.
Good. We grew up hearing the importance of English over and over. Speaking English allows you to actually broaden your world, from job opportunities to the ability for sure to relate to people from every country. Anywhere you want to go in the world, you can find people who are speaking English. Oh, let me read it because I don't want to put the telespectators into troubles. If we account only the country where English language is spoken, I mean the United Kingdom, Australia, USA, Canada, Ireland, New Zealand, and the Caribbean countries, there are more than 400 million native speakers who are speaking English for sure. Then you have access to jobs also that you could even not take into consideration. You can evaluate in international career. How wonderful is the language of English? So, Mr. Gora, what can you really tell us about the English language and its importance?
I used to say in Bismillahirrahmanirrahim first, and then thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here. And then what I'm going to say first is English is the new money. You need to learn some. If you want to have so much money, you need to know how to practice and master this language. It is not just that when you speak English, you're going to be successful. If it was so, no American would just, be homeless. It is not just enough to speak the language. You have to have something in your mind and use the language to just communicate with it. And as you just mentioned it before, people would just learn English to travel. But now people are coming in the country, and then we see that when they come in the country, they either speak their language or they speak English. And here in Senegal also, we speak either French or Wolof or other language in the country. And if you meet those kind of people, all that you can share to communicate is the English. And as also you said, it is worldwide language. So if you need to just be open, if you want to be open when it comes to business, when it comes to just socializing, you need to just master this language. And it is one of the things that makes it important.
If English were the key of success, every American people would not be homeless. That is something very important, and that's the first time I heard this kind of thinking. So that's very important, Bamba.
For sure, because when we see the American people wearing their jackets, everybody may think that they are successful people or stuff like that. And it's important for Goro to come back on that, saying that English is not the key of money. Okay, but maybe today, since we have to talk about the importance of English, he started talking about it. Maybe me, I would, for example, talk about the fact that today we are living in a vast and interconnected world where some people may live in Senegal and have their job in French. You may be living in French and your families are in USA, etc. So through that interconnection that exists in this world of today, do you think mastering English get an impact on your business opportunities or your work, the job?
And the reality is that most of the time we see it when you have to learn or to go deeper in your education, in business, as I just mentioned it, socializing, it is with the language of English. For example, in Senegal, unfortunately, when you are doing the science stream, CDS, for example, they just give you 2 hours of English. It's not sufficient, And then some of them, when they grow up and then they want to be, for example, an engineer, architect, or whatever they want to be, just following that path, they just see some limits because they cannot go to those countries to study and then have better or more knowledge because of what? They just don't have that language barrier. It's just keeping them behind, making them lag, you know, and then not helping them grow. So as you say, this is not that big now, you know. Everybody is connected now. And I can be here in Senegal and work with somebody who is in the United States or in Ghana or in Cote d'Ivoire or somewhere else. That thing that you can share, the common thing that you can share is that language. And I think, once again, if you want to grow, make bigger things, know more people, you better just learn this so that you can just, be open to those people and then get what is best from them.
Then if I understand well, the system has been lying to us, meaning whether it is the L student or the S students, both of them, they need English.
And we go
even the
beyond
science,
that.
they need it more.
Exactly, even beyond, even the sportsmen, the athletes, for example, the comedian, the traders, everybody needs this language, no matter who you are. And as you said, mainly people who are studying science, because the books that teaches science, like the best ones are in English. So if you just don't learn, or if you just don't speak it, you don't write it, you cannot listen to it, how can you just go beyond your limits or beyond where you are? It's not possible. Yeah, you are limited, And people, when they come here in Senegal also, they want to work with somebody who is skillful, who has like whatever they need as a hard skill, but the person doesn't speak English. They will not work with the person. I see some of my students, when they come to me, they say, I lost a position because I don't speak English. Okay. I thought that I would never need English because I live in a French-speaking country, but 20 years after, here I am. English is just blocking me, and today I need to go, learn and master the English so that I can become somebody who will be more valuable in the work environment.
Exactly, and the lack of the knowledge also of the English language and the fact of not being fluent sometimes always kept back students from participating or from applying jobs. So are those students will be considered as being not part of this society, because at any case they are part of this society and they get rights?
And I think they are limiting themselves. Nobody told them don't study English. Nobody, I tell it to some students. I tell them, while you are at school right now, English is free for you. Okay, you can learn it for free. You have more time. You have friends whom you can practice it with. You have English class and everything. If you don't study there, when you grow up and want to work, you will come to see me. But when you come to see me, it's going to be expensive because I'm very expensive. English is expensive. English is no longer just a language. This is just also for us teachers a means of business, And if you know that this thing can help the person to get more money, you don't just you just have to value that thing. Don't just teach it for free. I will never do it because I didn't learn it for free. I didn't acquire whatever I have today for free. So English is very expensive because of what it gives you more than you put in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, English is expensive. It makes me afraid because I am thinking about those people who don't have this and who want to get this right. But while back, Goda said something very important about relationships. Then we can also say that one of the importance of English is it creates the relationship between people that lives in different countries. It made me think about one of my brothers who knew a girl through the social network Facebook, but the girl was in the USA, so the girl was speaking English while himself he was speaking just French. And to communicate with the girl, because there is love between them, it's complicated. Finally, to understand well what the girl is saying, he's obliged to send me the message so that I can read and then answer to that one. So apart from business, then English is blocking the love of some people. For sure.
And yeah, and you're right though, because being open, as she said it, English broaden your mind.
Yeah.
You know, as travel is broadening your mind, English also does so. So if you want to just, as I said, and I just keep on repeating it, today in our society and everywhere, if you want to be somebody who is not only successful, because English is not the key to success.
Okay.
It is a key to success. It is a key, not the key, but a key. It's part of, yeah, exactly, among keys. And only English is not something that can give you whatever you want, as I just said it a while ago. If it was so, no American would be homeless.
Yeah.
So learn it. Have, for example, you went to school, you studied something. She went to school, she studied something. I did so, and then what I was studying, I'm going to communicate with this language to let the people know that I studied this and I can do this and then do that. Yeah.
Yeah, what is really important is to understand that English is a language which is able to knock down a lot of barriers, a lot of doors. So, is it too late to learn English despite the age?
It's never late. It's never late. No matter your age, you can come and we teach you. No matter your background, you can come, we teach you. You see some people who say, oh, I never went to school. I went to Quranic school. I am a Nongo Dara. We say we have a teacher specialized in that.
For Nongo Daras, it will be complicated.
Say it again?
For Nongo Daras, it will be complicated a little bit.
You know why? Because the Chinese, they never learned French.
Okay.
And they are learning English today. The French people, for example, they just speak French. You know, because you can teach somebody who never went to school the language, because it has A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3. We just started from the scratch, you know. You never learned to, for example, I was saying, there is a guy, his name is Tambedu. He never went to French school. He did Dara, and then went to a school and studied English, and today he's teaching English. So whoever comes in and say, I'm a Nongo Dara, we say, no problem, so we got you. We got somebody who is specialized with those kind of people who never went to school and who are Nongo Dara students. So we just, make them speak English. And English is just a language. Everybody can study it and speak it. You just have to be committed, and have the will to just, put every effort that it needs to be mastered, inshallah.
For sure. A while back we said also, going to school is not enough, I think. But people are going to school from the second form class to the first form class to the upper sixth class. For others, it's from the first form class to the universities. Okay, but they don't speak English. Sometimes they say, I am good at writing, but I'm not good at speaking. The way they are teaching English in our schools, is that way we should teach English to somebody, for that person to speak it fairly?
I'm not going to say it's not that way. But I'm going to say there is a better way.
Okay.
When I was in Liamla High School, I was not good at English. I had the chance to participate in a program sponsored by the U.S. Embassy. It was called Access Program. Okay. And it was 2 years program. And then when I entered the program, I started discovering other ways of teaching and learning the language. I never did listening classes in my when I was doing the S, because I was in S, and we never did listening. I didn't even know that listening existed, And then I discovered people doing listening, because before speaking any language, you have to listen to it first.
But we are not listening it at
exactly.
school.
That's what I say, and that's why I don't say that the way we're teaching is not the best way, but I say there is a better way.
But we got to tell them our teachers too.
Maybe because English is a living language.
Okay.
You have to go for the information. You have to train yourself every day.
Okay.
Myself, I learn, and yes, exactly. I just update myself all the time, and I see how to teach, how to pass the information, and that is something that we call surviving English. Surviving English is that, for example, Amina is traveling or Bamba is traveling in the country. He doesn't speak in English. We teach him the surviving English, which is how to say hello, how to say how much is this, and how to negotiate the price, and how to just recognize your gate when you're taking the plane and everything. This is something that, and this, most of the people, they don't know about that, you know. And I say, being a professional in a domain, you have to go beyond what is given to you. You have to go for the information. And as we said, we say PFP, passion, and it is in French, passion, formation, profession. You know, when you have the passion, you have to just go for the training. The F is going to be the training. When you get trained, and after you become the professional, and this will help you help other people, because teaching English is getting rid of ignorance. Being a teacher is being somebody who takes away ignorance from the person. So being a teacher is something that is valuable. That's something, you know, marvelous. And I love being a teacher, you know. And in Senegal, unfortunately, we say teaching is a miserable job. I say people who don't know how to do it becomes miserable. But if you know how to do it, you're going to get rich. Yeah. Sure,
of course. For me, I think that really this is a problem of, believing in oneself. Because most of the students, they do not speak English because they get some fear. They get some fear. So the fear of making mistakes. That's the main problem.
And they don't study. You know, I was talking to one of my mentors, Mr. Ba. He taught me English, and he was telling me that he's tired. You know, he's old and he's tired. I said, why? He said, the level of the students is low. Like people who are doing terminal now, they speak like little English. They don't study, and most of them, when they grow up, they want to do out of the blue training, meaning they just want to study English for 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, and then master it. I say it's not possible. Nobody can just tell you that you need this number of time to master the language. And what is the other problem is people are just shy when it comes to English, because some of them, they believe in some stereotypes. When you speak English, they say "danga wane." You know, when you speak English, they say your accent is not good. And I was telling you before, beforehand, I was telling you that there is accent and then pronunciation. Accent is not a science. You know, it shows who you are. It shows where you're from. It shows your culture. Exactly. And this is beautiful. Accent is the most beautiful thing we can have. This is a trait, you know. And then pronunciation is taught through phonetics. You know, this, no matter your background, no matter your accent, you can be able to pronounce the word, because the phonetics teaches you how to pronounce the sound and how to put your tongue, your tongue in your mouth. And this is the beauty of English. And this is just somebody's language. It is not your language. And those, you have to prepare the student, you know, get them that mindset that if you can speak it, it is because you are smart. If you don't speak it, it doesn't mean that you are stupid. You know, this is very important. People who ask, you and I, we're speaking good English. We never went, you know, to the States or any English-speaking country. We were here, we studied here, and we practiced it. This is thanks to our smartness, you know, or I can say intelligence. But those who don't speak it, it doesn't mean that they are stupid. No. But if they make the effort to try it, at least they will be able to see the result, and then they will be able to speak it, inshallah.
And maybe what I wanted to know is if motivation or determination is important in the processes.
That's what I was mentioning earlier. It is the key, you know, it is the key, because when you come with the mindset of, oh, I don't speak English, man dégg ma anglais, oh, my English is bad, that negativity, you know, blocks what you have. Because I was telling you that we say, ñaan ma may la, sant ma ma dolli la. When I teach you just one word, I am grateful, because you did not know that word. And how you can be grateful to me is to practice that word. After saying thank you, how you can say thank you better is to practice it. And when you practice that word, you're going to keep it. And the more you practice, the more word you're going to get. And here we see that we have the ñaan ma may la, sant ma ma dolli la. You pray at God, to master the language. Somebody is here to teach you to you. You have the word today. So when you practice it, it is a way of thanking God. And when you thank God, brother, we say gratitude is the mother of abundance. Yeah, when you are grateful, boom, it grows.
Sometimes also it is understandable for people who are not keep on learning English because they get sometimes frustrated because they are not remembering the following word, the right word, for example, while they are having a conversation in English. So that's something that will really block them also. It is understandable. So
yes,
what we really
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, come on.
Go ahead. What I would suggest or tell them is that being fluent doesn't mean not making mistake.
Exactly.
I make tons of mistakes.
Even the native speakers, they're making mistakes.
That's where I was heading to. Being fluent doesn't mean not making mistake. The thing is, make mistakes. Don't just repeat the same mistakes. I have on one of my t-shirts, I wrote, do mistakes. We don't say do mistakes, we say make mistakes. But I wrote, do mistakes. And after I say, but don't repeat making the same mistakes. So I corrected the mistake below, And this is the thing. People, they think because they are the CEO, they are the the whatever important person is, they are in their firm, they are just billionaires or whatever, they don't have to make mistake. Bro, you are human. You have to accept that part of yourself. Air is human. Being fluent doesn't mean not making mistake, and they have to know that. And teachers also, a teacher, that's why I was telling you, I don't consider myself as a teacher. I consider myself as a coach. Because a coach goes beyond teaching you the English. And people I hire in my school, they are not just people who can teach the English. You have to have something else. That soft skill, you have to have it, and that will to take the person from scratch to get them to the top. And for that, you have to have that that extra thing to be able to do that.
Exactly. Life offers various challenges, and we cannot let fear stop us from learning English. You are with English Talk Team, and we are talking about the importance of English in the 21st century. Just gonna let Mama introduce the second part of this show.
Yeah, for sure, Amina. Goda said it a while back. I am going to bump to it back, I think. Not to be afraid to do mistakes. The important is not to make the same mistakes again and again, okay? So for the second part, because we have been talking about the situation, the current situation, we have been talking about also the importance of English as well. But I think it is important to talk about the means and the ways that people who want to speak English may do to speak English better. Now, in nowadays words, we're talking about the online classes, we're talking about the English centers everywhere. Everybody want to teach English, but is everybody able to teach English? Who is the best teacher? I think Goda is among the best teachers if he's not the best teacher, but he will help us and come back on the way we can take to speak English better. How to speak English.
Thanks for that question. And what I'm going to say first is effort makes you speak English, not the teacher. And one of my mentors says, we cannot, as teachers, pretend to teach people. We cannot teach people. We just reveal what is in them. So when you come in, you have to come with the will to learn. And then the first best way is to join us, our academy, Teachers with Attitude. The school is named Language and Leadership Academy. We don't only teach English, we teach English, and we're using some other tools to make you believe in yourself and then make what you have valuable. And what I'm going to suggest them is the reading out loud. Reading out loud helps you to practice the 4 skills. When you read out loud, you are speaking naturally. When you're reading out loud, you are doing the reading. So we have the 2 already. When you're reading out loud, you are listening to yourself. And when you're reading out loud, you are learning how to write. Because when you are reading, you can see the words and you know how to write them. But before that, you have to practice more your listening. And don't just, practice more the listening than the speaking. Because you are just going to be like the bodybuilder that trains just the upper body and forgets the leg days. They're gonna be big upside and then skinny downside, you know. And then the thing is, when you watch a TV show, movie, whatever production in English, subtitled in English, you know. When you watch a TV show for 2 hours, after the TV show, practice your speaking 2 hours. Don't just do 2 hours here, 30 minutes here. Most of them, they say, we understand when we hear, but we don't speak. I say, if you understand when you hear, you can speak. Actually, you don't understand, you just guess.
Because some people, they say, I'm speaking English inside. Yeah, yeah. I know I'm speaking English, but when I open my mouth, I don't know why.
I tell them that if you understand it very well, you will be able to speak it. Because in your brain, whatever comes in and you recognize it, it means it means that that thing is already in your brain. And then after, you can have a problem of fluency because you don't practice. And practice doesn't make you perfect. Practice makes progress. You have to keep on practicing what you have. No matter what you have learned today, you have to practice it tomorrow. Myself, before being that good teacher today, I had to practice it. I had to just, you know, offer classes for free or for less than the price I'm asking today, just to practice what I have, you know. And that practice, that patience, people don't have it today. People, they just want to come and say, je veux anglais accéléré. I say, I don't accelerate anything. I just go normal pace, you know, normal pace. So if you want to accelerate your English, go somewhere else. Because when we accelerate, it means we have to do more hours a week. Yeah. And doing more hours a week doesn't mean that we're going to accelerate your understanding. Yeah. Because you can do 10 hours a week, but if you don't practice, brother or sister, nobody can help you. And we say, the person who is willing to learn, nobody can stop it. The person who doesn't have the will to learn, nobody can help you. So have the will, and people will gonna help you.
Exactly. And most of the time also we see people, I mean, you are not a native speaker at all, and you speak English. But whenever a native speaker is speaking English, you're not going to understand. And why?
It because you don't practice the listening. Because you can be good at speaking. For example, you prepare your speech and you do everything right. But when the person speaks, since you don't get well the listening or it's or their accent or the way they pronounce things, you will not be able to just, you know, reply from what they're saying. So if you want to be just solid, you have to work on the 4 skills: listening, writing, speaking, and reading. And some of the people, they just come and then say, okay, I just want to learn the communication or business English or speaking English. I say, okay, thank you so much, but can you define me? What is business English? What is spoken English? And how can you get to that point? There is no grammar for business English. There is no grammar for football English. There is one general grammar. And people, they don't want to learn the grammar and they want to speak English. How come? How can you do that? Impossible. And I say, grammar is like grammar in the house. No grammar, no family. So no grammar, no English. You know, today there are better ways to teach it and feel less the burden of the grammar, which is the communicative way. You know, the surviving English. That way, it is like those books we are using. They are spoken English written. So that way you can learn the grammar without even feeling that you are learning the grammar. But grammar, like by hook or by crook, you have to learn it.
For sure. I heard you talking about the will we should have, but also reading out loud, listening, and practice makes not perfect, what I used to say, but it makes progress. But the online classes, are they betraying people while giving them online classes, or you think online classes are relevant and efficient?
Online, we have 2 types of online classes. Some people, they do online classes, but they just give you the documents. You read, and then you just reply to what they gave you. Okay. But the way we're doing it ourselves is we're doing it live. We're doing it on Zoom. Okay. You are here, I'm here, and we have the whiteboard. You see whatever we do, you hear whatever we're doing, and we are questioning you. And we don't have big number of students in our classes. We have small groups, so that because small groups are easier to manage. And management, class management, online class management is different from on-site class management. It's very different. When you are doing online class and you are not funny, you don't have that self-confidence. You will not be able to teach the person because the person will get bored.
Yeah.
And alhamdulillah, our team, they are just awesome. They all master the online class management. And learning online, if somebody tells me, oh, I cannot learn online, I say, bro, you are dead. Sure. Because everything is online now. You better, get to it right now and then learn to learn online. You are not used to learning online. Okay, it's fine. We were not used to it. But you have to learn online. Sure. Myself, I didn't start teaching online. I was saying, okay, I need a laptop, I need blah, blah, blah. But I started with my iPhone 7. And I've been teaching people all around the world. And I've been stacking money. And then after that, I bought a laptop. And then bought so many other things that can be useful for my work. Because online class, bro, you have to invest in. You have to work so hard and know how to deliver the message because people, they are not in front of you and they are not used to that. Sure. And also the on-site classes, which is presential, it is good because people, they know that. They are used to facing the person whom they speak to, So I understand that point. But you have to learn to work online because the remote work is where the world is heading to.
For sure. But how to contact that marvelous team?
We are on Instagram, just through my personal Instagram page, Gora Barham, or you have my phone numbers also.
They can take note.
Yeah, for sure. Because I want to come tomorrow and I need the number for sure.
Okay. We have two numbers. We have the WhatsApp number, which is 763350502. Okay. I'm going to say it again. Yeah. 76335, which is 00502. Okay. And the number which you can call us through is the 767767271. Yeah. So whenever you call us on those numbers, inshallah, you're going to join us.
For sure. Because we got to speak English, Amina. You got new students.
And we are on all platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Snap, we are everywhere.
Okay.
All social networks.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, do you want to add something?
Yes, maybe some advice from Gora to some students who are not determined a lot.
The first advice I'm gonna tell them is to join us first because we're the best. And the second one is if you are a student right now, going to school, learning English for free, bro, just learn hard. Otherwise, you're going to come to see me and you're going to pay so much money. And then parents who think that they can no longer master this language, I'm going to prove you wrong when you join us. Come see us, inshallah, and we're going to help you. And invest in your kids. Make them learn this language. It will help them be ahead of the generation. Because learning the language will help you. Because English is a soft skill. A soft skill is very hard to teach to a person. You can be, for example, they can teach you how to do the presentation, but they cannot teach you how to speak English. It's easier to teach you how to do the presentation, how to shoot a video, how to take photos. It's easier to teach you that than teaching you English. So if you master it right now and then you apply for a job, even if you are not very good at what they're asking for out there, they can tolerate it because they can communicate with you. And when they communicate with you, they can teach you that hard skill. So please, come to see me or see somebody else, but you better learn English right now. Otherwise, you're going to be behind.
Go to see them or learn it by yourself. This is very important because English, everybody knows that it is a worldwide language. Everybody is speaking that language. So it is also one of our international communication in all areas such as politics, science, media or art. And it is often the language of entertainment and socializing. So That was very important as a theme. I'm just gonna let Bamba take the floor to give his last word, maybe, if he got something to say.
Yeah, for sure. You said it and Gora said it too. Maybe come back on the fact that English may help us in our business opportunities. English also may help us in terms of our project, our educational projects. Today, if you want to go to some prestigious university, you need probably to speak English. But also, English may help us as knowledge to empower our knowledge, but also to make friends and then to find love. So I think, yeah, and life is
very important.
for sure, life is about love.
Love is life.
For sure, life is about love, love is life, and then to find love, you need to find English. So go to find English, contact Gora, and then your life will be better, I think.
I like that.
Thank you.
We like that. Okay, I'm just gonna give you a rendezvous next time, guys. I'm so sorry, but we are at the end of this focus, and then give you a rendezvous next time. English Talk, we're back with this topic, which is the importance of English, as I said it a while back. So go, guys. Never let anything stop you from learning this language, because that's very important, and it is the most spoken language in the world. So goodbye for now. Take care of yourself. Bye.